tell me, what is it that excites you about Donald Trump?
I am ready to have a president who can complete a sentence again, okay? I'm ready for a president who can save this country. And this is why I'm here supporting President Trump. He's done so much for the black community. He's done way more for the black community than any other president.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? What is
What
it?
did he do?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be here all day.
And he started all this trouble.
What trouble?
That's racism and all that.
The division of the United States has all come from Obama.
In what way?
Because he's black and he tore it one way and tore it one way. And I mean, they expect you to believe what they say and not let the American people think for themselves.
I think we had about enough.
Right, but wouldn't it have been easier? I'm just asking, wouldn't it have been easier if there were 4 days where you could go in with the same?
You know, I'm sure it wasn't easy for those guys that died in the Revolutionary War. And I'm sure
Nothing,
it was
but I think that they probably fought for.
the least that you can do is show up and vote for people that have died. So no, I don't buy that. That to me is a joke. If you care about freedom, if you care about
Well, did they care about freedom?
absolutely, they died for it.
They were slave owners.
Oh my gosh. So you know,
No, I'm asking. That's
you
why.
really want to know who the original slave owners are? I mean, let's talk about the human condition.
I'm just asking. So like out of one side, you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. They believed in
Slave
freedom.
owners even get into this.
Well, because freedom. That's what I'm talking about. They believed in freedom. I mean, we're in Charleston, right?
Yeah.
This was the biggest port in America at that time for the slave trade. So I'm asking, when you say that they believed in freedom, you know, it's a little hypocritical historically, is it not?
Absolutely. Have you read history? I mean, like, let's talk about the Jewish folks. They were slaves for how many thousands of years? Christians were slaves forever.
We can talk about there are many
But
enslaved.
let's go back. Our founding fathers were indentured servants. Most of them were fleeing the British rule because they were slaves themselves. So I don't buy this whole, you know, it's a challenge and slavery. Listen, the only reason why people are talking about race now, people are talking about slavery now, tell me one person here who has in one generation been a slave to anybody.
Nobody has. I'm just talking. I'm not talking about the founding fathers. I didn't bring them up. I was just asking. because you brought up freedom. They believed in freedom.
They did.
So I asked. Yeah.
And they did.
Okay.
And they got it. 14th
Excellent.
Amendment. Whoop.
When President Trump was in office, black home ownership was up over 30%. Black unemployment was at an all-time low. Black unemployment for teenagers was at an all-time low, historic low. He gave so much money to black historic colleges. Actually, they didn't even. There was a time when they had to beg every president for money. President Trump said, "You don't have to beg anymore. I'm going to give y'all an unlimited amount of money, so you don't have to keep knocking on every president's door begging for money for help." President Trump did that. Not Barack Obama, not the first black president. President Trump did way more for black people than any other president. And I can be here all day, but I have to go to my seat pretty soon to hear the president speak.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean for black America? What would that mean for South Carolina?
Well, if President Trump, to lose again,
What would it mean for you too?
well, actually, what it would mean for America, I think America will be doomed. Look at what's going on in this country. We are losing our country right now. This country is literally in shambles. People don't feel it right now, but if President Trump does not win in November, I believe America is headed toward a depression. I think I don't think I will recognize this country anymore. I'm starting not to recognize America anymore. We don't have leadership in this country. We don't have anybody, and we don't have a leader who cares about the American people who put us first.
So when you talk about that American people first, what about the Biden presidency? Do you see not putting America first?
Biden, it's clear he doesn't put America first. Like, what has he done since he's been in office? Besides eat ice cream cones. Besides mumble. Besides have a hard time reading a teleprompter. Besides having a hard time trying to complete a sentence. He can't even complete a sentence. So he can't even so he doesn't protect the border. You got illegal immigrants just coming into this country, and then he had the nerves to tell Texas to stand down and let illegal immigrants come into the state of Texas. And I live in Texas, and he evidently has never heard of the saying, "Don't mess with Texas."